I think that all men are born with an innate sense of adventure. But I also think that we have a predisposition for self-preservation, security, comfort, things like that. And these two things, I think, are kind of at odds right from childhood as we're growing up. The thing is, I still value adventure more than a lot of things. But why film school? Every year my parents would take us, me and my sister, traveling for 8 to 10 weeks all over the world. We wouldn't go for, sort of short, really sort of expensive vacations. We'd go for a long period of time, backpacking, staying in youth hostels, experiencing different cultures, different countries, different foods. All these things really gave me an appreciation and an empathy for the different stories that people have all over the world and the value in trying to tell those stories. Traveling with my folks growing up also really gave me a hunger for excitement and adventure. After traveling, the next thing that sort of led me towards filmmaking was skateboarding. I was about 16 when I started, and I'd been snowboarding for a few years before, but pretty soon I got a video camera and started filming all the stuff we were doing, skateboarding and the stunts and whatever else we'd get into. And that was cool because at first it was just about what we were doing and just pointing the camera and shooting whatever we could come up with. But after a while, for me, it became about how I was filming it, how I could get the most exciting angles and how I could make what we were doing look as outrageous or as dangerous or as exciting as possible. But like a lot of things in life, when you get older, it becomes harder to keep skateboarding in the same way that I did when I was my early 20s and late teens. But for someone like me who really craves excitement and craves adventure, that can no longer do that for me anymore because I'm not out all night, street skating and running away from security guards and jumping off sets of stairs and looking for handrails and things. And so what's kind of taken the place is, once again, traveling, but not with my parents anymore. It's about kind of, finding my own adventures and going with my wife to places that we hear about. We went to Kauai on this long hike to this totally secluded beach where we camped for 5 days and then hiked back, and it was a crazy adventure for us. But what was cool is I was able to bring a video camera mounted on my hiking pole and capture the whole thing. For about 5 or 6 years after graduating from university with a business degree, film wasn't really a big part of my life, except for making travel videos and skate videos and the occasional corporate gig. But it wasn't something I was pursuing because I'd kind of been lulled into this sense of comfort and security with jobs in software companies and business development, which is what I'd gone to school for. And at first I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the job I had. But then I moved to a new company, and it was awful, and I just hated spending 8 hours a day in this building doing the most boring tasks. But what's interesting is I can actually remember the moment that I decided to give that up and go to film school. It sounds kind of weird actually, but it was watching a 6-minute short documentary on Vimeo called Last Minutes with Odin. And it's about this guy spending his last day with his dog that he loved before taking it to be put down. And the movie really had an impact on me, and I've shown it to other people, and it pretty much always has a very dramatic impact on anyone who sees it. But it had such an impact on me that after watching it, I just felt compelled to go and walk by myself And so I went and walked down to the ocean and just sat there kind of thinking about sort of the message of the film, but also thinking about how amazing it was that 6 minutes with a character, because of the way it was shot and the way the story was told, 6 minutes with this person could have such a huge impact on me. And I realized that any sort of medium that can have that kind of profound impact on somebody in just 6 minutes is something that is worth spending my life doing. My name is Jovan, and I love making movies.